Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, a former Fox News reporter is the latest person to sue the company, and it's related to January 6th. Jason Donner was hired in 2010. He was terminated in late 2022 because, as he claims, he called the network out on their, quote, false coverage of the January 6th insurrection. So Donner is suing for alleged discrimination, retaliation, and wrongful termination. His lawsuit referred to him as, quote, traditionally a Republican, but he said that he aligned with the Democratic Party in the 2017 and 2020 elections. Now, I'm not sure if they meant to say 2016 and 2020, or if maybe they were referring to some sort of special election that was held in 2017. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but anyway, the lawsuit states that Donner, quote, did not share many of the views expressed by Fox News opinion page or the evening hour television commentators. However, quote, it did not impact his ability to report on Capitol Hill until the wake of the 2020 election. So according to Donner, he was first reprimanded because he posted a tweet in November of 2020. In it, he fact-checked what Rudy Giuliani had said in that crazy press conference. I'm sure you guys will remember. I am pretty sure that Giuliani's shit for brains finally came dripping out of his ears in that press conference. But anyway, and this kind of editorial pressure was placed, we know, on other people. It was confirmed in messages that were sent between Fox executives and hosts. That came out during the Dominion case against Fox. So Donner is just confirming that. So Donner said he and others felt pressured to lie after the election, but the, quote, toxic environment for Fox News reporters attempting to report truthfully reached its peak after January 6th, because Donner was inside the Capitol during the Capitol attack. So he knew exactly what happened. He knew how bad it was. And Donner was livid because Fox was trying to downplay all of the violence and how they were referring to insurrectionists as, quote, peaceful. So he claims that he called the Fox control room on January 6th, and he told them, quote, I'm your Capitol Hill producer inside the Capitol where tear gas is going off on the second floor in the Ohio Clock corridor. Rioters are storming the building. Reports of shots fired outside the House chamber. I don't want to hear any of this fucking shit on our air ever again because you're gonna get us all killed. Instead of pulling back from this false coverage, though, as we all know, what we learned from the Dominion lawsuit, again, Fox doubled down on this. They tripled down on this. They watered down all of the terrorist attack at the Capitol because they were trying to lure viewers back from Newsmax and OAN. So Donner claims that they started using right-wing opinion articles as a basis for their so-called news articles. And Donner says that after he spoke out against Tucker Carlson's BS so-called documentary, the Patriot Purge thing that he put together, the network started to target him because he told them, this is BS, this is a lie. In October of 2021, Donner says that he told Fox's DC bureau chief, a man named Brian Boughton, quote, it was demoralizing that Fox News would allow Carlson to gaslight the country with false information. So Boughton allegedly concurred. He agreed with him and said that others were upset about Carlson's coverage. However, quote, there was nothing they could do because Tucker had gotten bigger than the network and was out of control. The executives could not stop him. So sometime later, his new supervisor accused him of creating a toxic work environment. Well, then in May of 2022, Donner complained again in writing this time to Human Resources about Carlson's false reporting, his documentary, also just the coverage in general at Fox. In that letter, Donner wrote in part, quote, "I barely watch our programming or read our website anymore because it's hard to stomach these untruths being aired and written." And quote, "Our lives were endangered that day. My colleagues and I put our lives at risk covering the story, and yet my employer continually allows these lawbreakers to continually be portrayed as victims." Donner also said that he knew 2 Capitol police officers who died as a result of January 6th, one of them by suicide. Well, in August of 2022, Donner again spoke with his network. He had a more than 2-hour meeting with Human Resources. He reiterated all of his feelings about Carlson, all of the coverage on January 6th at the network. 1 month later, he calls in sick and they fire him. So Donner's lawsuit states, quote, "This was a pretextual firing based on Donner's political views and affiliation. His refusal to report false information regarding the 2020 election and January 6th, and for his engaging in protected activity. Ultimately, Fox News wanted to purge the news division of any staff that would not get in line with the directive to only report information that appeased the Trump supporters and former President Trump." Then he also cites statements that were made by Geraldo Rivera in which he was complaining about the press, or he was complaining to the press, I should say, about Fox punishing and trying to silence him. So we'll see what happens. Donner could very well be in for a nice fat settlement. You know, they just paid not too long ago $12 million to one of Carlson's former producers. And as you all know, they paid nearly $800 million to settle the Dominion voting systems defamation suit. Odd that Trump and his supporters are always calling other networks fake news, and yet seems like Fox is the only network that's being sued by everyone. Right? They are being sued left and right, literally. So anyway, I'll keep you posted on this. I'll let you know when I hear more about his lawsuit. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.